The salt-laced air, a constant whisper of the sea, was meant to be a balm. That's what Megan told herself as she carried the last box into Anchor's End, her new home. It was a quaint, unassuming cottage nestled just shy of the high tide line, its whitewashed walls weathered by years of coastal winds. She had sought out this quiet corner of the world, this specific cottage, with its mismatched window frames and a chimney that leaned ever so slightly, yearning for a clean slate, a chance to simply be. The local villagers, a tight-knit community, were for the most part welcoming. Their smiles were genuine, their offers of help heartfelt. Yet Megan noticed a subtle shift, a quiet reticence whenever her new address came up in conversation. Their eyes would dart towards the distant line of the shore, a flicker of something unreadable passing through them before they'd quickly change the subject. It was a small detail, easily dismissed at first, like a shadow moving in your peripheral vision, but it lingered, a tiny, persistent question mark in the back of her mind. And then there were the shoes. Every single morning, without fail, she would find them. Not where she'd left them, tucked neatly by the front door or beneath her small rustic coat rack. Instead, they'd be splays on the polished floorboards of her living room, just inside the main entryway. And they would be wet, not damp from dew, but thoroughly, soakingly wet, as if they'd been submerged. And clinging to the canvas or the leather, a fine dusting of sand and tendrils of dark, glistening seaweed. Megan, pragmatic by nature, initially assumed she was forgetting to close a window, or perhaps a mischievous local cat was playing a strange prank. She checked the locks, sealed the windows, even set up a makeshift barrier by the door. But each dawn, the scene would repeat itself. The wet shoes, the sand, the seaweed. It began to feel less like an accident and more like a deliberate, quiet violation. A persistent, unsettling message left just for her, hidden in plain sight. She found herself checking her windows and doors multiple times before bed, the once soothing rhythm of the waves now feeling like a constant, watchful presence. The feeling of unease deepened over the weeks, settling into a cold knot in her stomach. Sleep became elusive, her dreams fragmented by the imagined slosh of water or the scratch of sand on wood. One particular night, a night when the moon was a sliver of bone in a sky heavy with cloud, the sound began. It wasn't the wind, nor the crashing waves. It was a low, insistent whispering, a soft, sibilant murmur that seemed to come from everywhere and nowhere at once, yet undeniably drew her towards the shore. Wrapped in a thick cardigan, her bare feet cold on the rough path, Megan followed the disembodied sound. The whispering grew clearer now, almost like a chorus of hushed voices, weaving through the fog that had rolled in, thick and heavy, obscuring the familiar coastline. She walked past the line of her small garden, over the dunes, until the sand shifted beneath her toes, cold and damp. The sound led her directly to a cluster of ancient, weather-beaten rocks, half buried in the sand, slick with algae. And there, nestled between two of them, barely visible in the faint moonlight, was a gravestone. It wasn't ornate, just a simple, unpolished stone, smoothed by years of wind and sea. But the inscription, though faded, was starkly clear. She knelt, her heart a frantic drum against her ribs, and traced the letters with a trembling finger. It read, Megan Eleanor Miller, born her exact birth date, died 2 years ago today. The world tilted. The whispering seemed to swirl around her, no longer an urging sound, but a mocking, chilling chorus. Her breath caught in her throat. Her own full name, her exact birth date, and a death date precisely 2 years in the past. It was impossible. She was here, alive, breathing, her fingers numb against the cold stone. A wave of nausea washed over her, the realization slowly, sickeningly setting in. This wasn't a prank. This wasn't a mistake. As she slowly pushed herself up, her eyes wide with terror, she instinctively turned back towards the direction she had come. And that's when she saw it. Lying on the damp, glistening sand, half covered by a drift of seaweed, was a body. Her body, or what looked unmistakably like her body. Her clothes, the same worn jeans, the familiar faded blue sweater she often wore around the cottage, now soaked and tangled. Her hair spread out like dark seaweed around a face that was undeniably hers, yet pale and still, eyes fixed on the unseeing sky. A silent scream tore through her, but no sound escaped. Her gaze, locked in horror, followed the faint trail of footprints leading away from the body, up the dunes. And there, outlined against the faint pre-dawn light, she saw her. Someone walking away, with her stride, her exact posture. And as the figure paused at the crest of the dune, turning ever so slightly, Megan saw it, her own face, smiling. A wide, unsettling smile that never quite reached the eyes. And unlike the wet, sand-strewn existence she had been living, the figure, her doppelganger, was perfectly dry, untainted by the sea. The reality hit her with the force of a tidal wave. She hadn't moved into the cottage to start over. She was already gone. And someone else, something else, had simply claimed her life, her name, her home, leaving her, or what was left of her, trapped between two worlds, marked by the persistent, chilling dampness of the ocean. It's a story that challenges our understanding of self, of identity, and of what truly constitutes a fresh start. What happens when the life you thought you were building wasn't in fact never yours to begin with? What does it mean to be haunted, not by a ghost, by the theft of your very existence? We often seek new beginnings in new places, hoping to outrun our past or forge a different future. But sometimes, as Megan discovered in that lonely seaside cottage, the past isn't just behind us. Sometimes it's waiting for us, ahead of us, or worse, has already happened to us, leaving us to piece together the chilling fragments of a life we no longer truly inhabit. I invite you to ponder Megan's unsettling journey. Have you ever felt a deep, inexplicable connection to a place, or perhaps a chilling sense of déjà vu that defied explanation? Share your thoughts and reflections in the comments below. And if you found this story thought-provoking, please consider liking this video and subscribing for more tales that delve into the quiet mysteries of our world. Until next time, take care.